Every single moment in your life, you're answering three big questions. And you don't even realize it. These questions shape how you feel. They shape what you do. They shape who you become. Number one question is this: what am I going to focus on right now? You see, you can't focus on everything at the same time. There's too much going on. You might hear someone clapping, smell someone sweating beside you, or think about what you're going to eat for dinner. But your brain only picks a few things to focus on. And whatever you focus on, you start to feel. Let me say that again. Focus equals to feeling. Whatever you focus on, you feel it, even if it's not true. Think about this. Have you ever had someone tell you, your friend John is talking bad about you? And you go, no way. John's my friend. But then someone else tells you the same thing. And another person says it too. And now you feel hurt, angry, betrayed. You haven't even seen proof. But because you focused on it, you felt it deeply. And maybe, just maybe, you confronted John. And guess what? You found out it wasn't even true. You felt so bad. You felt like a fool. Why? Because focus creates feelings. So here's the truth. The most powerful decision you make every day is simple. What will I focus on? You could focus right now on how hot the room is, or how you feel tired. Or you could focus on the gift of learning something new today. Your brain is always trying to keep things simple. So it deletes, it changes, and it generalizes what's happening. But in doing that, it also cuts out a lot of your life. You miss the beauty. You miss the joy. That's why we need to stop and ask, what am I really focusing on? Now I want to show you something powerful. There are three types of focus patterns. These are habits you build over time. Ways your brain learns to pay attention. Let's see which one sounds like you. And there's no right or wrong, okay? Here's the first one. Do you spend more time focusing on what you have or what's missing? Be honest. Most people focus on what's missing. That's normal. Maybe you have a job, but it's not perfect. You say, I don't make enough money. Maybe you have someone who loves you, but you say, they don't understand me. That pattern is everywhere. And here's the problem. If you keep focusing on what's missing, you will never feel happy. Even if you become rich. Even if everyone loves you. Even if you achieve your dreams. You'll still feel empty. I've coached people who are billionaires. I've worked with movie stars. They have awards, fame, power. And yet, some of them are sad and lost. Why? Because they always focus on what they don't have. It becomes a habit. Even if life is amazing, your mind will say, it's not enough. That's the curse of this focus pattern. But you can change it. What if you started focusing on what you already have? What if you noticed the love in your life? The breath in your body? The dreams in your heart? Gratitude can fill you up. Joy can return. Energy can come back. It's all about focus. Number 2 question is, what does this mean? Right after you focus on something, your brain gives it a meaning. It says, this is good or this is bad. Let me give you an example. Let's say a relationship ends. You could say, this is the end of everything. I'll never love again. Or you could say, this is a fresh start. A new beginning. I can grow from this. Same situation. Different meaning. Totally different emotions. And here's what you need to know. Meaning creates emotions. If you think God is punishing you, you'll feel scared or angry. But if you think God is testing you or shaping you, you'll feel stronger. That's the power of meaning. And meaning is a choice. Number 3 question is, what am I going to do? Whatever you focus on, whatever meaning you give it, that's what shapes what you do next. If you think a problem is the end of your life, you might give up. You might cry or hide or blame others. But if you think that same problem is a challenge, something to make you stronger, you'll get up. You'll fight. You'll grow. So the 3 questions again are: 1. What do I focus on? 2. What does it mean? 3. What do I do? You are answering those 3 questions every single moment. Even now, as you are watching this. So, we've said it already. What you focus on changes how you feel. The meaning you give things changes your emotions. And the emotions you feel shape what you do. Let me give you an example from real life. In the beginning of a relationship, when you love someone, you don't think about what they give you. You think about how to make them happy. You're excited. You say things like, "Can I help you? Do you need anything? I'll do anything for you." You even enjoy doing small things like taking out the trash. You smile while doing it. You're not thinking, "This is my job." You're just happy to help. But what happens later? After 7 days, or 7 weeks, or 7 years, that excitement starts to fade. Now when they ask, "Can you take out the trash?" you say, "What do I look like, your maid?" Now you're counting. You're saying things like, "I did this, and you didn't do that." What happened? What changed? It's not just the relationship that changed. It's your focus. At the beginning, you focused on giving. You focused on the good. You weren't counting or measuring. But later, your focus moved. Now you focus on what's missing. You focus on what they didn't do. And that kills the feeling of love. So here's the truth. If you do what you did at the beginning of the relationship, there won't be an end. Let me say that again. Do what you did at the start, and you'll keep the love alive. Focus on giving. Focus on loving. Focus on what's beautiful. It's not just in relationships. This is true in every part of life. Let's take another example. Let's talk about control. Do you usually focus on what you can control? Or what you can't control? This question is important. If you're always thinking about things outside your control, like the weather, the news, or what someone said online, you'll feel stressed, angry, or helpless. But if you shift your focus to things you can control, like your actions, your attitude, your choices, you feel strong again. Think about it. If you focus on what you can't control, what do you feel? Sad? Powerless? Hopeless? But if you say, "I can control my thoughts. I can control how I react. I can control what I do next," you feel powerful. You feel like you can shape your life again. Let me ask you now. How many of you know someone who didn't come here today, but they really need this? Maybe they're always complaining. Maybe they feel stuck. And they don't want to listen to anything that might help. You know why they're like that? Because they focus on what's missing. And they focus on what they can't control. Their life feels like a problem. Because their focus is stuck in the wrong place. You know what happens when someone focuses on what's missing and what they can't control? They feel tired. They feel sad. They feel depressed. It's like they're stuck in a hole. And instead of climbing out, they keep digging deeper. But there's more. Let's talk about time. You can focus on 3 places in time: the past, the present, or the future. All 3 are part of your life. But most people have a favorite. So let's ask this. Where do you spend most of your mental time? Are you stuck thinking about the past? Are you living mostly in the present moment? Or are you always dreaming about the future? If you focus too much on the past, especially the bad parts, you feel regret, sadness, and guilt. You say things like, if only I had done this. If only that didn't happen. But guess what? The past is gone. You can't go back. If you keep staring behind you, you can't walk forward. And if you focus only on the future, you might feel afraid or overwhelmed. You might say, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if something bad happens? Now the best focus is to spend your heart between the present and the future. Be here now. Feel the moment. And use the moment to build something better tomorrow. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you already have. And focus on the life you can still create. That, my friend, is the beginning of real power. Let me tell you something else. Most people think they don't have energy. They say things like, I'm tired. I'm not motivated. I don't feel like it. But it's not really about energy. It's about focus. If I ask you to go clean your room, you might feel tired. But if I said, there's a box of cash under your bed, suddenly you have energy. Why? Because your focus changed. And that changed how you feel. Focus creates feelings. Feelings drive actions. Actions create your life. So we've got to learn how to train our focus. We've got to stop letting the world decide what we pay attention to. We need to take control. It's your life. It's your focus. And it's your power. Let's go back one more time. 3 questions. Every moment of your life, you're answering them. 1. What am I going to focus on? 2. What does this mean? 3. What am I going to do? You answer them even when you're not thinking. If you're sad, it's because of how you answered those 3 questions. If you're happy, it's the same thing. These 3 questions shape your destiny. They shape your story. They shape who you become. If we can train your focus, we can change your feelings. If we change your feelings, we change your life. Let's think deeper about that first question. What are you going to focus on? Right now. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Right now. Are you focusing on what's wrong? Or what's right? Are you focusing on what you've lost? Or what you still have? Are you focusing on fear? Or are you focusing on faith? What you focus on will grow. If you focus on your pain will grow. If you focus on your strength will grow. That's how it works. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore your problems. It just means you stop feeding them all your energy. You can't stop a weed from growing by staring at it and yelling. But you can grow a garden next to it, so full of flowers the weed can't breathe. That's what focus does. Let me give you a simple story. There was once a little girl named Joy. She loved drawing. She would sit for hours just coloring in peace. But then her parents started fighting a lot. Every night they shouted. She would cry and cover her ears. One day, a teacher asked her, Joy, why don't you draw anymore? Joy said, what's the point? Nobody's happy at home. Why should I be? The teacher looked at her gently and said, but Joy, if you stop drawing, who will bring the joy back into your home? That day, Joy picked up her pencil. She drew a picture of her family smiling. She gave it to her parents. They cried when they saw it. And slowly, the shouting started to fade. Why? Because her focus changed the feeling in the house. And that feeling changed their actions. Now, maybe you're not a little girl. Maybe you're grown. But the power is still the same. What you focus on can bring peace or bring pain. It can build or break. It can give or take. You get to choose. Now let's go to the second question. What does it mean? Imagine this. Two people lose their job. Same day. Same reason. But one person says, "This is the end. I'm a failure. Nothing ever works out for me." They feel crushed. But the other person says, "This is a new start. Maybe I wasn't meant to stay there. Maybe there's something better for me." They feel hope. What happened? Same problem. Different meaning. And the meaning shaped the feeling. That's why we say, meaning creates emotion. And emotion creates motion. It moves you. So let's practice something. Right now, think of something in your life that's been bothering you. Something you feel sad about. Something that's been weighing you down. Now ask, what else could this mean? Could it mean life is guiding me? Could it mean I'm learning something new? Could it mean I'm being made stronger? Just that little shift can lift the heaviness. It won't fix everything at once, but it gives you a way forward. Now the third question is, what are you going to do? This is where everything changes. Because once you choose a focus, and you give it a new meaning, you must take action. If you don't act, nothing changes. You can't just hope. You can't just wait. You must move. Action is the bridge between a dream and a result. You can dream all day. You can imagine big things. But until you do something, the dream stays locked in your head. Do you want to be stronger? Start doing strong things. Do you want to be happier? Start doing what happy people do. Do you want to change your life? Start changing your habits. You don't need to do it all at once. One small change every day can create a big change over time. Let me tell you something powerful. Most people think success is about talent, or luck, or money. But really, it's about the patterns in your mind. Your focus is a pattern. Your emotions are a pattern. Your actions are a pattern. And if you don't choose the pattern will choose you. Life will choose it for you. The media will choose it for you. The people around you will choose it for you. But that's not power. That's reaction. Real power is when you choose the pattern. You say, I will focus on what I have, not on what I've lost. You say, I will give this pain a new meaning. I'll turn it into fuel. You say, I will take action, even if I'm scared. That's power. That's ownership. That's what makes a life grow. And you don't need to be rich to do it. You don't need to be famous. You just need to decide. That's the gift we all have. The gift of choice. So if your life isn't how you want it, it's not because you're not enough. It's because the focus, the meaning, and the actions need a little upgrade. And that's okay. You're human. We all forget. But today, we remember. Today we take back our power. Today we take back our joy. Today we take back our life. So I'll ask you again. What are you going to focus on? What will it mean? And what are you going to do? Let me leave you with some truth that will light a fire inside you. Not just words to hear, but words to live by. Because words have power. But when you believe them, when you feel them, When you act on them, that's when they change your life. Here we go. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on problems, you get more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you create more solutions. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Life won't always go your way, but you can always decide which way to steer. Your past does not equal your future. What happened before doesn't get to write your story. You hold the pen now. Write something powerful. You are stronger than your excuses. Every time you say I can't, you give your power away. But when you say I will, you bring it all back. Success is not about what you have. It's about what you do with what you have. Even if you start with little, you can build something big. Start now. Start where you are. The only limit is the one in your mind. Break that wall. Climb over doubt. Step into the greatness you were born for. Pain is part of life, but suffering is a choice. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. Choose the path that makes you grow. Winners are not people who never fail. They are people who never quit. You will fall. You will hurt. But if you keep going, you will rise. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Stop waiting for everything to be easy. Start where it's hard. That's how champions are born. Discipline is the bridge between goals and success. Dreaming is easy. Doing is hard. But the ones who do, they win. So remember this every single day. What you focus on becomes your life. Choose wisely. Live fully. And never forget, you are the author of your own story.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.